Debbie Romero is your host today on Transcend with Debbie and can be found on all platforms. She is a renowned international evidential psychic medium, Reiki master, Mune Kai certified, and empowerment teacher who is holding space to bring awareness with other like-minded souls as we raise the vibration collectively for humanity with awareness, inspiration, love, compassion, and healing. Now, your host of Transcend with Debbie, Debbie Romero.
Hello. It is such an honor to have you here. I was having some issues earlier with the volume, but I want to make sure you can hear me okay.
I can, however, you froze for a moment, but now we're good.
We're good now? All right.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. So Michelle, welcome to Transcend with Debbie.
Thank you.
It is an honor to have you here as a guest on Beings Network and on Transcend with Debbie.
I'm so excited.
Yes. Now you're a local 805, right? So
I am in Ventura.
Right.
And I've been here since 2001. I was in Santa Barbara prior to that and grew up in Wisconsin.
From Wisconsin?
Yep.
Okay. And when you moved to Ventura, is that when you started your Reiki journey, your healing journey? How did that unfold for you?
I actually, forever, I am adopted and I have had a connection with spirit for as long as I can remember. My parents who adopted me, their son, my brother that they were raising, accidentally shot himself in the bedroom that I was raised in. So my imaginary friend was much more than imaginary growing up. And I had a lot of connection and experiences and whatnot. And then for a while in my teens, that kind of get blocked a little bit. And then at 19, I started practicing yoga. And through breathwork, yoga, and meditation, a lot of my abilities came back online. And then I would say the next big, powerful awakening was around 30, my Saturn return, and when I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. And the next one after that was 2012 when I was officially divorced, very sick with Lyme disease, and started a new chapter, or as I like to say, my second chance. And I went from literally surviving to thriving. I was very, very, very sick. And through that process, I had heard of Reiki, but learned a lot more about it, started receiving Reiki, was introduced to sound healing and other energy work modalities. And I started to transition away from being a public school teacher, which I had already, with being sick, was taking time off work and wasn't working and had my 2 small children. I just didn't go back to teaching in that way and started teaching more in the spiritual energy work and sound and yoga and etc. So I feel like it's been very multi-layered. As most of us go through many dark nights of the soul or initiations. And I like I said, for as long as I can remember and being very, very young, I would meditate. I would connect with spirit. My brother, I just was shown and experienced a lot of things that didn't really make sense. And at the same time, I thought that other people were having those type of experiences as well. Right. Until I realized they weren't. And then, like I said, I think I dimmed down a lot of that because I was like, I don't fit in. This is really weird. People are looking at me like I'm crazy and not believing me. So maybe we shouldn't talk about this or do anything. Yeah.
Wow. When did you find the courage to say, I'm sensitive and I went through all of this well-being to develop where I'm at today. When did you have the confidence and courage to say, I connect to spirit?
I would say I'm like chills and vibrating right now. The biggest courage, the really taking back my power, if you will, was when I did file for divorce in 2011. I was, like I mentioned, very sick. I had people helping caretake for me. My daughters were super young, and I had already known my marriage was not in the best place for many years. Part of where I believe my lower vibration and my disease was originating from. And it was in seeing my naturopath doctor, and I was reading a book that one of the doctors he had studied with, talking about removing the toxins out of your life and that you can't heal in the environment that you got sick. And it dawned on me that the one big thing that I continue to hope for the potential of being my supporter, my partner, was not in my ex-husband. And so the courage of, I was seeing my acupuncturist at that time every other week on a standing appointment. And the one day I walked in and I, for the first time, just bawled, told her what was going on. She referred me to a lawyer and it set it in motion, and I just never looked back. And that's where I feel like at 19 is about the time I met my ex-husband. I met him a little earlier, but we started dating around then. It was at the same time as the yoga and a lot of that awakening. So there was the parallelness of like, I made my own choices. I'm not here to blame him at all. And there was the lower vibration and the where I was vibrating at, and it kept me very numb and sick and lower in my light. So this last 12 years has been just phenomenal in what has happened and how my life flows and how magical it really is. And I'm so thankful. At the time, the Lyme disease, everything I was going through, I really, really thought I was going to die. And with having children, it was the one thing that was keeping me alive. And I'm really thankful for that experience because my life is completely different now. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I don't want that life anymore. And I would have continued down that road, if you will. Ultimately, maybe, like I said, died, and or I was given a second chance by being courageous. So here I am. Oh no, I can't hear you. Let me see if I can find. Oh no, I don't.
It's me. It's me,
Okay.
friend. It's me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
There was
I'm
some
like, I
noise
don't
in
know
the
if
back.
I'm supposed to do something.
No, it was me. Having you going through that experience of being ill, then that would have taken you to a place of profound, deeper healing and going within. That takes courage. Congratulations for
Thank
being
you.
here because you are a magical person. You really are. Give me 1 second, Michelle, for really quickly
Okay.
here, okay? Give me 1 second.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was having some feedback issues and I just had to get off of a different platform because I wasn't able to hear your whole interview because it was going to a different feedback. So my apologies. I missed some of your conversation here, but from what I understood was that you had gone through a illness with Lyme disease, you had your babies, you came out of a very difficult relationship. And from what I understand, you were in Wisconsin, you were always this way. And then you came here and you met this acupuncturist and she just put you in full alignment and you're like this magical being of magic is what I understand. Is that correct?
It's pretty close. Yeah. I moved from Wisconsin here in 1995. So I had definitely my health history, my like from being born and not having any records of my health. I had very mysterious health ailments my entire life. So I was dealing with a lot of that growing up. And one thing that really helped my health was leaving Wisconsin, the harsh winters, the allergies in the summertime, and coming to California in a milder climate. And
Right.
so I started to feel better for a while, and then things just started like everything I had experienced health wise growing up in the years of not knowing and doctoring and never getting any answers, it all started to compound and
Right.
slowly take me down.
Yeah.
And that's when, right around, give or take, after my second daughter was born, about 33 years old, I just didn't like recover, meaning inflammation was staying. I was starting to get brain fog. I was in a lot of chronic pain, and all the symptoms that I had over the course of years just started to take me down. And by the time I was 35, 36, I was in and out of being bedridden, seeing a lot of doctors, doing a lot of testing again, trying to figure out what the heck was going on. Finally, my acupuncturist and my chiropractor at the time were very beneficial because Western medicine was getting me nowhere,
Right.
except a lot of diagnosis for mental health and a lot of pushing of psychiatric drugs, which I was not
Right.
interested
Right.
in. Yeah, and so I started to look in alternatives. Chiropractor was helping me. I was practicing yoga. I was using cannabis. I had eventually figured out how to make my own full extract cannabis oil
I
and we used
remember.
that for
Yeah.
years. Tried a lot of things with Lyme disease. It's very hit or miss what works or doesn't work. And as I had mentioned about detoxing my body, I
Right.
also need to detox my mind and my limiting beliefs and really embody that I am worthy of being healthy and worthy and deserving of living an abundant lifestyle and
Right.
creating a life that I love. And
Right.
that's
And you
what I'm
do.
doing.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and you do it so beautifully.
Thank
You know,
you.
I if you did not share this story and this part of you, we would never know that you've experienced those challenges. And so, thank you for being vulnerable enough to open that part up, especially since it's the new year. Many people want to feel better. They want to create a change. And I know I'm there, and it's a day-to-day process for many of us, and becomes a lifestyle. So it's no longer let me do a new me, new 2024. Really, it's create a healthy habit and change that's going to keep
Absolutely.
you in the rhythm and the flow so that abundant life that you speak of can continue. And so I've seen you work, I've seen you do your thing for the community, and you're just amazing at what you do. So thank you for
So are
sharing.
you, Debbie. You're amazing as well. Takes
Thank
one
you,
to know
thank you,
one.
sweetheart. Thank you. Yeah, and you know, I have my little stories like that, and I did also go to the acupuncture, and I also went to the chiropractic, and you get that team, that rhythm of help, those angels that come to you that you're
Oh,
being presented with, so they can align you in the way that your body needs, so that you can be a service and to do this work. And so, thank you for sharing that and detoxing the mind. You
yeah.
said that, and that is such as sensitive souls, the mind is so powerful because we're connecting to the mind, right? From the thought to thought connection to spirit world. And so if we're holding on to thoughts, we got to change that energy. And
Yes.
you are the true alchemist. Like, you be holding in to the frequency of sound. You're doing some energy work, and girl, you just on fire. So we're gonna get into all of that. I want to give some hellos. Can you see in the comments here? You just got lots of love coming at you. You have
Thank you, everyone.
everyone saying hello. Oh, they're saying hello to each other now. So, but you did. Let me go back. and give you the hellos. So there's Mart saying hello. You have Isabel saying hello. You have Tay saying hello. You have Stacia saying hello. Kaz is in the house from Scotland. Oh, I love this. Big wavy, love the voice and the intro. Oh, I love that. And so can you see the comments, my love? If you click on the comments,
Yes.
you'll be able to. Okay, perfect. And so I'm just grateful that we have a beautiful audience today that's going to be able to receive the love. One, we're going to put in a link in the comments for people to jump in if they want a personal energy exchange. You can jump in the comments with us, in the live, or you can receive from where you're at. But we're on Things Network right now, and Things Network's all about paranormal, right? And they're about like dun dun dun, the unexplained, and dun dun dun. And so what intrigued me also, I've had the honor to go sit in your sound healings, but they're on the cemetery.
Yes.
And so what guided you to go into the cemetery to do sound healing?
So Cemetery Park in Ventura has this beautiful, expansive view of the ocean. And it's an amazing green, grassy area with trees. And when my oldest daughter was very young and I was in a mommy's group, one of her little friends lived right by the park. And so we would be there, hang out, sunset. And I was just like, God, that is, the best. And then a few years ago, 6 years ago, I moved closer to downtown Ventura, very close to the park. And it was right at the time that I was starting to get more facilitating of sound. I'd already been receiving for a while, but I was starting to collect my instruments, and I'd start to just sit over there at sunset and play some instruments. And to me, being in nature, there's nothing better. Being in the energy of our ancestors,
Right.
huge. I have a very strong connection with hummingbird energy, which is our ancient ones, our ancestors, grandmothers, grandfathers. I'm an Aries. Aries is fire energy. That goes along with the hummingbird energy.
Nice.
And so I had already prior to taught yoga in Cemetery Park through other yoga businesses here in town.
Yes.
And studios, that's the word I was looking for, but we taught out in the parks. And so I was like, why not do sound bath out in the park?
Right.
I had experienced one or two or three in other areas, but there wasn't anything in the Ventura area.
Right.
And it just felt so appropriate because I had already been playing music there, and because since I moved in where I do and went to Cemetery Park, I'm pretty much there every day if I can be. Sunrise, sunset, I meditate there. I have had such profound experiences and connections that I thought, what a beautiful place to share this gift with others. And the ancestors love it. They love that we are there.
Right.
Being able to see, feel, and experience their presence, which is always around us as it is, but specifically on that last Sunday of the month, when we're gathered in community and people are receiving and their hearts are open and we're all on that same energetic frequency. Oh, it is beautiful. And in me sharing that, I have in return been supported by the ancestors, by spirit, by the land. And it's just a win-win. And I just
it really is
a better place.
Right. It really is a win-win. You said it the best. I mean, if you guys ever in the 805 in the Ventura County area, you can literally see the ocean, the sun, like the way
Channel Island.
Yes, the way it all hits.
National Park, right off the coast of California. It's spectacular.
It really is.
The harbor, yeah. The pier. You can see the pier.
Right. And you'll love it. You'll absolutely love it.
It is a really sweet space. The energy is very supportive. And it's Cemetery Memorial Park. And if you didn't know that it was really a cemetery and people were buried there, you wouldn't know it's a cemetery. It's not a place that has big headstones, and it's not that kind of vibe, so to speak. I mean, I personally have always been very supportive and comfortable in the energy of being in cemeteries and
Hmm.
around our ancestors, but I understand not everybody is. And
Right.
also at the park, there's dogs. It's a very known dog park. And so there's a lot of lovely, playful dog fun energy as well, which can be a turnoff for some people. It's not for everyone. But a lot of people really do enjoy having that as a part of it as well.
Right.
So,
The vibe is very cool. It's very chill. It's very laid back. It's easygoing, and you create a beautiful sacred space for all
thank
of
you.
us. And so, so if you guys are ever in the area, most definitely stop by, look up Michelle, and the sound frequency. Tell me why it's so important and how it resonates for you, and what your belief system is for others. Like, how would you, and how would you explain this to someone who wants to go into sound healing but is unsure?
So, we as humans are all vibrating energy, and we carry an authentic frequency that is part of the whole, which is, I like to say, the spectrum of the colors of the rainbow. So Debbie has her own unique frequency. I have my own unique frequency. Everyone who's watching tonight has their own unique frequency. That frequency is a light wave, and that it's vibrating at a certain frequency, and it's got a color attached to it. And all of us are a hue of colors. Thus, we are human, women, men, and we have a hue of the color. And so we're vibrating out there. And as we go through these experiences in the physical, slows down our vibration. We go through environmental things, we go through mental, emotional stresses, and we start to collect, let's call it dust within
Right.
our energy field. And we
Right.
start to slow down a little bit. And so when we use um, the bowls and the gongs and those different things, it's like getting a bath. That's why it's called a sound bath. It's like a massage for your energy field. You're clearing out the debris and the dust, and you're
Right.
bringing yourself back to your optimal frequency, which
Right.
is harmonized perfectly to fit as the piece of the puzzle of the whole of the universe, or the thread of the tapestry that we're all creating. And it brings you back, your mind, your body, your spirit, your organs, your chakras, your muscles, your bones, your ligaments, everything is in perfect harmony. It's balanced, it's aligned, and it is just, you're radiating. Your light is really bright. And the beauty
Right.
of it is you take this with you. Every place, space, person you come in contact with for thousands of years are affected by those frequencies that you received.
Right.
So the work we do creates a change for those 7 generations before and after. So we don't even have to do anything. We just need to be open to receiving it, and it flows. For me, when I was really, really sick back in like 2009, 2008, whatever, I don't know. One of the things when practicing yoga and meditation that really helped, and that I've always loved, is music. I love live music and festivals. And I really was enjoying nature sounds, the ocean, the rain. And so I had lots of different CDs, and it was the only way I could get any sort of rest and sleep for many years. It was enough to relax my mind and my body to be able to get little spurts of sleep. And then when Insight Timer became an app that you could listen to, I would listen to that in the sounds. And then eventually now, starting in 2020, I was published on Insight Timer, and I have over 100 different selections on there that you can listen to, from a couple minutes up to almost an hour. So that's kind of my full circle. Like, I knew how much music, when I would go listen to music, concerts, shows, whatever it was, I could feel it in every cell of my body. And I always just felt so revived, so refreshed, so alive after it, that it made so much sense in being not healthy and diseased, that this was something that helped to bring me back into that state and out of those lower vibrations, if that makes sense.
When you have someone that's battling an illness, as we speak of, the heaviness, the denser things that we carry when we're working through that toxins. Yeah. Is there a certain gong or sound bowl that you would recommend? Because I know they have different notes that come with it for each chakra. Like, what would you say one should start with if they're trying to do their own self-healing for them?
So I personally think that you need to find what resonates with you. So the best would be if you can listen to different sounds and identify what it is that's creating that sound. That might not be the easiest, excuse me, say listening on an insight timer that's a sound bath, but there's different ways on YouTube and different videos online. If you go to singingbowlsunlimited.com or gongsunlimited.com, they have videos of the different instruments that play sounds. Close your eyes, connect with your breath, see how you feel with it. Mm-hmm. That's where I would start, because what Debbie's going to need is going to be different what then Michelle's going to need. Mm-hmm. And just like we always are, it's going to change. So if this is the bowl right now that works for me, which I don't know what I did with my little stick here, eventually it's going to be great. And there'll come a time where my body is used to it and it doesn't have that effect anymore. So then I need to go to the next thing, so to speak. One thing that I will say is that all the different sounds correspond with different organs, with different systems, with different chakras. And there's going to be some sounds that make you feel sick to your stomach. When I first heard the Shruti box, I was like, nope, that makes me nauseous and I want to throw up. One of my friends, the gongs, made her throw up. That's just moving stuck energy. Sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. So with that, it may not behoove you to find the instrument that makes you feel so good because you're not really cutting through the shit to get to where you need to heal.
Exactly. When I know I'm letting go of the air and the energy's coming out, I'm like, yeah, we got it.
Yeah. So like my specialty, my love is gongs. And the gongs are powerful. They cut through and they get the work done. The gongs contain every sound that ever has been and probably ever will be. And I am of the belief that we haven't even discovered some of the sounds through the gongs. I've had my heart gong for 6 years, and I've heard sounds that I didn't hear 6 years ago. The same thing with the sun gong. I have a recording that's about 12 minutes long of playing it that literally sounds like from different dimensions are connecting through with the gongs.
Right.
Just a really wild, cool transmission. So the gongs have been around since the beginning of time. They carry their own consciousness. They're very powerful. And you combine that with Reiki and other energy healing modalities, and wowza. It's really, really cool and powerful. So my recommendation is just that there's not a right or a wrong. Really, if you are interested, as anyone, play around, be curious like you were as a child. Don't try to necessarily have the agenda of I'm going to be healed. Have the curious nature of like, what is this all about? What does it make me feel? What do I like about it? What do I don't like about it? And the more you create a relationship with frequency, with energy, with sound, and put your intention out there, the things will show up. They will come to you. The instruments will choose you. I mean, there are instruments that I have in my collection that they wouldn't be ones that I would have been like seeing at a sound bath or online or whatever and been like, oh my God, I need to have that. And yet I have them in my collection and they're very powerful instruments that are used. So, and also like I started out with singing bowls and I got gongs and then I started going to drums and then I added a flute and most recently added a monochord. There are so many options. Some people really resonate with crystal bowls. Some people really resonate with metal bowls. For myself, what I have found that really resonates with me is the wood and the percussion instruments, the metal. But that doesn't mean that there aren't times that I sit with my crystal bowls and play them, or times that I do other things. It's, I have the privilege of having a lot of options because it's what I do.
Yeah.
But for those who are out there, some people start, like a lot of yoga teachers, start with having a small, simple sound bowl or a chime that sounds like this. And this is a sound healing instrument. Our voice is one of the most powerful sound healing instruments there is. So if you're somebody who chants or recites mantra or sings, wow, that's a really powerful tool to have in your tool belt. So hopefully that answers the question, because
Oh, girl, yes.
like there's the one size fits all answer for it.
And then that was beautifully said. And I think that goes back to follow your heart and follow what feels right for you, even with the crystal, if it's calling you, if it's, the
Yeah.
energy, the people you're guided to connect to. So it's all has those components of like, ooh, this feels good. Let me come back. Let me get this, or I want that. So follow that intuition. So yeah, I love how you just broke it down. You explained it in such a beautiful way. Would you mind just giving us a little sample of what you would do? Just a quick moment of some sound healing.
Yes.
If we want to do that during a little Reiki session with the sound, would you like to do that together?
We can totally do that. That would be amazing. We can invite anybody who wants to receive.
So we do have someone in the queue waiting. So anyone else who wants to join, just click on the little StreamYard link. It'll bring you right to us. Okay. So we have Lisa who's waiting in the queue. We'll bring her in so you can do your thing, Miss Queen. Let me bring her in. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
How are
Lisa.
you, Lisa?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Where are you from?
Chicago.
Nice. My parents always thought I'd end up in Chicago.
It's a great town.
Yeah, it is. I was there this summer. I love Chicago.
Oh, and the summer's the best.
Wisconsin. I went there a lot.
So, love, would you be open to some energy work, Lisa?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so we'll hold space here while Michelle tunes in, and then she's gonna play her gong music as you allow the energy to flow to you, and just get comfortable. And for everyone that's here, if you have your earbuds on, put them on. Like, this is a time to put the earbuds on and just really allow that energy to go where it needs to go.
Absolutely. Anybody who wants to receive can just give themselves permission to receive, and you'll get exactly what you need, whether you're Lisa with us joining on camera or not. And thank you for being open to being on camera and allowing us to be of service. It's so awesome. So yeah, you can just get comfortable, close your eyes, start to focus on your breath, taking long, full, deep inhales and equal opposite exhales, however that looks for you. There's no right or wrong. And bring your attention to the breath in the physical body here. You might want to place a hand on the heart or the belly or in prayer position if that is part of your practice. And you don't have to do any of that. You're perfect exactly as you are. Noticing how your physical body feels as the air enters and exits the body. Allowing any thoughts to pass like clouds and coming back to your breath. Setting any intentions or prayers or requests. Staying with that breath. Allowing yourself to fully relax. Softening your jaw and your shoulders. Softening your chest, your belly. Relaxing your arms and your legs. Relaxing the front side and the back side of your body. Relaxing the whole body as you gently, slowly, and easefully inhale and exhale. Maybe you see colors, shapes, sacred geometry, and it's okay if you don't see anything. Receive, receive. Bringing your awareness back into your breath once again. Long, full, deep inhales and equal and opposite exhales. Connecting the mind, the body, and the breath as we integrate these energies and frequencies. Continuing to release what no longer serves, creating space for more love. Taking your time when you're ready, opening your eyes, coming back into this space.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
How did that feel for you, Lisa?
It was really good, actually. I was having trouble with my ear, and that felt like it started to drain. And then I could really feel my chest expand. Like I was getting more oxygen than I normally do. And that's, always a good thing because I think we all shallow breathe more than we should.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that feedback. Thank you for being open to receiving.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you so much. I'm very calm now. I was really anxious all day.
Oh, please, please, please be sure to drink lots of water. It
I will.
helps with the flow of the energy, and you may have some great dreams or messages or downloads.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, maybe in the shower or bath, or when you're in the shower, or you might see some signs of numerology or other things with animals, etc. So cool.
Thank you, Lisa, for jumping in here. Beautiful. You take care of yourself, okay? Happy New Year. Happy Dragon. The Dragon of the Year. What is the Year of the Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, my love. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, that was so cool. What a great job, Michelle. And this is an example of what happens when you're working with you. And we have the privilege and the honor to come together with multiple sound healers. And you're there, others come, and they're all holding space. Do you guys do this all the time? Do you do it once a month, or is it just when you go?
I think about once a month. There's multiple opportunities where there's different places in the areas, Oxnard, Ventura, other spots that number of sound and energy practitioners come together, and the more the merrier. Raises that synergy, and that power it's amplified.
It really is. You know what I remember? I had my mother, my aunt, my nieces, my little cousins, and Latoya was in here, and we all came to see you. So when I roll deep. I come with all the aunties and all the cousins, and I'm like, okay, we're coming to the Reiki clinic, and we're out there in the main street. And I just want to say thank you for always holding space and sharing the love for spirit. And Lisa says she feels so much lighter. Before we close, what would you like to let people know when they come to receive energy work on top of the sound work? What would you like people to know collectively? Because I know sometimes people are a little hesitant to dive in for that type of work.
Your intention is powerful and the most important thing. This is something that my teacher, Shannon, so beautifully has demonstrated to me throughout the years. And I'm definitely someone who came with I'm doing it wrong. I must be doing it wrong. I'm whatever. And I would say, but I don't know if it's working. And she's like, Michelle, if that is your intention, it is working. And so many of us as humans do not really recognize how powerful we are, and trying new things is really difficult. And the first step of just being willing to receive and setting your intention that you're open to receive.
Right.
Wow. That just shifts so many things just by using the power of those words. And then just do your best to not have an expectation. My dog's literally right in front of the camera. Sorry.
With doggies.
And not have an expectation of the outcome. I know myself, when I first would go, sometimes I would be like, oh my gosh, I didn't get in that really like relaxed state. My back was hurting and I couldn't get comfortable. Well, that's exactly what I needed, because I was trying to fight it and resist and think that I was supposed to be having a different experience, instead of just surrendering to what is and knowing I'm getting what I need. And the pain is the energy moving my body.
You said it so perfectly. Yes. Oh my gosh.
So just having that openness and the willingness, and it is scary. It's scary to do a lot of hard things, and we can do hard things. It's amazing what is on the other side of that. I am living testament to it.
You really
There's
are.
a lot of times I've had to jump in with both feet and have no idea, and I just trust the universe and God. They've got my back. You guys have got my back. You are the best goddess in the world, and thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't need to have the answers. I just need to have the faith and the trust.
Right. And I love that you say that. It's really honoring the power of now, trusting that you're in the flow and everything is divinely connecting and working out for the highest good. And my kids just, and I think that comes with the detoxing of that mind, the toxins, that clarity, that trust, that belief system, the faith. Here you were in a position where you had the will to say, I'm going to live, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to change this, I'm changing my environment, the foundation, and you really have put an impact within the community, within my own personal family, as we've attended your shares. And so I just want to say thank you for being a service to spirit, for being a guest on Transcend with Debbie. I like to open up the platform for any final words that you like to share with the audience tonight.
I am so grateful to be of service, and I'm so grateful for everybody who does show up in whatever way they do for themselves. It doesn't have to be with me. There are multiple opportunities out there. There's such a small percentage of the human population that is willing to do the work. Like, I think it's under 10%. So many are just caught up in the mundane, the Groundhog Day, the I have to go to work, I have to do this, I have to do all these things. And they don't make the time for themselves. And I was there at one time where I could easily invest money in things that were not helping me, but I didn't have the money for a healing session or a this or a that. And the more I started investing in myself, which doesn't even have to be money, it's free to sit outside in the sunshine. Absolutely free. The more that investment in ourselves ripples back out, and it's powerful. So just having the courage to show up and try something different. And as I mentioned earlier, with that curiosity, when we're kids, we don't care about what we look like or what the answer is or the outcome. It just feels good, and let's do it. Let's have some fun.
Amen to that, girl. And it is fun. I mean, the vibe, I went on Halloween, I think it was, and the vibe was out there. You had the hats going, the girls' conversation, the affirmation cards, and you're in the sun, you're in the park, you're grounding the energy. You really have created a sacred space. So you guys, the sun is free, the air is free, the earth is free. Sit in that, embrace the nature. Thank you for sharing your love on Transcend with Debbie. You guys, please don't forget to follow Michelle. She's on Insight Timer so that you can receive her sound wave of love.
Yes. So, I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram, and I have 8 sound healing energy sessions on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, whatever. So find me out there. There's a lot of resources that are available to you.
Yes, Queen. I love that. Congratulations,
and
y'all.
Me, find whatever works for you, because there is a match. I promise you.
Thank you so kindly again. Take care, everyone. Have a beautiful night. Much love.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Love.
Thank you, Michelle.